Do 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 do. For you guys that are just tuning in, I'm just gonna sit here for a minute and wait for others to show up. Please let me know. I have to speak a little bit lower today, so I'm glad I have the mic because during today's session, live session, you are going to see me attempt throughout the session to feed the hummingbirds that circle me all the time and that are just hanging out and popping in and out the screen. You're going to see yours truly attempt to feed them from hand. Now, I've never accomplished this. I've never been successful with it. Out front, I did have the larger hanging hummingbird feeder. Well, guys, you know it's always an adventure here. I did have the larger hanging hummingbird feeder, and I have it on video. It might even be on YouTube in one of my older YouTube short videos, to where I was hanging the larger feeder, and a hummingbird actually flew right up, flew around me, sat next to my head. See, he's right in front of the camera right now, just a little bit out of. It might happen, but yeah, the hummingbird ended up eating from the feeder from my hand, and it was such a remarkable experience. Right now, guys, we haven't actually started today's session, not technically, quote unquote. So we're still just setting up. But just like I said in the last video, while I'm setting up, I said, why not take the opportunity and just hang out with you guys? So you can see what's going on in the garden. Hey, how's it going? What's going on, Ian? How's it going, man? I'm trying. You guys, it's going to be so funny. How cool is it going to be if I actually pull this off? So I think I can make it happen. I got a little bit excited just now and I jumped all around, and I don't want to scare the hummingbirds off. But you guys have seen it for yourselves. They're constantly buzzing in. They're constantly buzzing out. All around. They're not afraid of me. I don't make them nervous. So what I'm going to do whenever I'm not in this chair, I'm going to take this hummingbird feeder and I'm going to set it in this chair. Although the hummingbird, I've had this in my hand already this morning. Various hummingbirds have come up to it, next to it, all around me. What's funny is as soon as I set it down, they'll come up, you can hear them buzzing next to your ear. You can't panic. Do not swat at them because that ruins the entire experience. If you want to, here's one for you guys. I suffer from severe PTSD, and a lot of it means that it's hard for me to concentrate, loud noises and things like that. I don't want to really go into detail, but this form of meditation just works wonders for me. I promise you. The sound effects you hear in the background, if you can pick them up from my mic, the beautiful songs of the birds, the cadence of the amazing harmony of nature, it helps me out tremendously. So yes, do not adjust your cameras. I am sitting here with a handheld hummingbird feeder, and I am being as patient as possible to try to get hummingbirds to land in my hand so you guys can experience this with me. All right, so like I said, while I'm not holding this, I'm going to get up because I want the birds to know. Primary hummingbird feeder right there. Little hummingbird feeder here. As I'm walking around the yard sometimes, you'll see me pick this up, and as I'm talking to you, you'll see me doing this with it. Do not adjust your camera. It's actually me trying to do my thing with the hummingbirds. But I digress. I want to give you guys a little bit more time. So I'm going to give you 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. I'm going to go inside. I'm going to grab my smartwatch because I actually want to count steps. So for you guys that are tuned in, thank you so much. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Grab yourself something to drink, something to eat. We have got an, I want to say action-packed because there's a huge storm front there, and it's going to coincide and mix with another one over the Catalina Mountains over there. The wind picking up a little bit. Can you smell that? It's gorgeous in the desert. But guys, I will be right back. Let me go get my watch. Oh man, let me tell you guys. Oh yeah, it might be cutting off because I'm in the house. So stop talking, Chuck. Bam! Now that didn't hurt at all, did it? See? Didn't take us that long. I had to go get my watch. I think it's of the utmost importance to get out there, get started, count those steps, especially when we're starting our day. Oops, what happened? Good morning, Cat Claus. How's everybody doing? How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing great. I still want to give a few minutes. What time do we have? Nope. It is officially noon. It is officially noon. Were they hovering? Did you guys see one? Did you guys see one while I was gone? Are you serious? What's going on? You're always going to see them in the background. You're always going to see them in the background. So, official introductions. Hey, hola, my friends. My name is Chuck the Sandman Collins. My name is Chuck. I was so used to saying that on Facebook. My name is Chuck Collins, and welcome to Together We Grow Sustainable Gardening Adventure Show. We are located in Zone 9B in the beautiful Sonoran Desert, more specifically Tucson, Arizona. Did you guys know that the state of Arizona indeed provides 85% of the United States and part of the world's total winter greens supply? It is true. It is true. But with depleting water sources, it's becoming more and more it's becoming more and more feasible and more just of an option, not even an option, responsibility to take it upon ourselves to not put such of a stress on those big ag companies. We can sustainably grow at our homes. Now, I wanted you guys to know what zone I was in specifically, and that I am in the actual desert. Like, this is desert, guys. I live in a desert. And that means that we don't have a huge amount of water to be ground watering into flood gardening and watering using that type of process. So we have to take it upon ourselves to utilize every single drop of water that we can. Now, I've had the benefit, necessity is the mother of all invention, and put in some weird situations to where I had to come up with unique ways to conserve that water. Just a little bit of my background. I do have a background in working with a whole bunch of those letter companies, but specifically WHO and NASA in regards to the Artemis project and how to sustainably grow and provide nutritious food and essential vitamins and minerals for our astronauts while abroad and while other planetary stations. Yeah, I was a part of that whole project right there. So when you see that rocket going up, boom, you just be like, yo, are you serious, Chuck? Yeah, man. Yeah, and I was a little bit a part of that. But that's a horse for a different color. How's everybody doing today? I hope everyone is doing great. I hope everyone has a great weekend set ahead of them. You guys know how we start off every routine, every morning in the gardens. We start off by setting up. First off, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me. I'd like to thank each and every one of these plants for providing such beautiful nutrition and just beautiful pops of color, just stimulation to my senses all around. That's another thing, guys. Did you know that? Sensory stimulation from plants is a leading factor to a healthy mind and to a balance in your emotions. Absolutely, it is. You can go out there and you can plant and you can garden. Just that activity alone, you benefit from health-wise. But if you literally name a plant, and I'm not kidding, I'm not the only one who does it. Some of these plants have names. I know they're not going to be around forever, but some of the plants have names. You build that emotional connection with that plant, it does help make you feel better inside. That's a whole part of the wellness initiative that we try to be at the forefront of at Together We Grow. Yeah, man, how's it going, guys? Oh my gosh, check us out. We are just getting started. If this is your first time ever checking out our shows, we have a garden and a half. For those of you who have been with us for the longest, remember Navajo Grow Bed number 1, the one that we're in front of right now? About a week ago, this was full of huge, blossomed out and huge, they blossomed out, they went to seed. When they bloomed flowers, they went to seed. We harvested the seeds. They're all on the other side of it now drying. But it was just full of arugula. It was full of Mizuna greens. It was full, baby. We had all types of stuff growing over here. It was beautiful. So if you guys are new to the channel, please hit like, hit subscribe so that you're alerted. That little bell goes off every time we make a video. We've been practicing every single day trying to make these videos better for you guys, trying to make it our process. Our whole production is all about interaction. So I'm getting a little bit better with making sure that I go over there so that I can read that screen. I'm getting a little bit better with the camera control and a lot more relaxed because amazing folks like, I'm not sure if she's here yet, but if you're here yet, Christine, how are you? And to all of my other amazing friends from around the world. If you're not from the continental US, please post. Tell me where you're from. Hey, hola, my friends. I want to introduce you to our humble, but always friendly, and always happy garden. So we have to get set up for today. You guys know what that means, right? Let me set you up on a nice little view, and then you guys know what we have to do. It's time for us to go get that bird seed so that we can feed our birds. We're going to start off with the traditional bird feeder right there in the back because that feeds everything from the little birds to the bigger birds. It's easy, it's affordable. Because I'm not going to put the gloves on, I'm just going to use the feeder, but then I'm going to go inside and I am going to wash my hands. Remember, guys, every time that you fill a bird feeder, because going through all of those plastic gloves is just way too much. It's way too much and it's way too much waste, and I don't like that. I don't like that. There's no way to post-process or to process those plastic gloves after you use them. They're disposable. And so just thoroughly wash your hands after you use a bird feeder. For the love of everything, and I feel like I have to say it, do not lick the bird feeder, or don't fill the bird feeder and then just put your fingers in your mouth. I just feel like I have a responsibility to tell you guys don't do that part. So give me a second. I'll be right back. Let me go get that bird seed. Enjoy the view. While I'm gone, tell me if you see anything cool. Let me tilt that camera a little bit so you can see. There you go. Now you can see that hummingbird feeder. Let me know if I miss anything. Oh, come on, stay on live chat. I feel good. I hope you do too. 'Cause it's Friday, Saturday is new. Sunday's coming up. What y'all planning on doing? I know me. I'm hanging out with my family crew. Here we go. We got some bird seed. Come on. I think a big part to gardening happiness is our relationship with nature. Doesn't ask anything of us, just not to hurt it. And I don't think that's hard. Oh man. Dudes, let me tell you what I did. So yesterday, except for this one, except for the primary feeder, yesterday I came out here and I did a preemptive strike on the other bird feeders. Cleaned everything, filled them up. When I woke up, when I went into the kitchen to pour me a cup of Joe this morning, or to pull, because we have this beautiful cappuccino machine, but to pull a cup of Joe this morning, I heard the most amazing songs just coming from the kitchen. See golden finches right there? How dope is that? But I heard the most amazing songs coming from the kitchen. It really was mind-blowing. And it's simple things like this, just old school bird seed, nothing fancy. Nothing fancy. You can look on the back because there are types of pesticides and chemicals and just things that they put in this that you don't really want. The cleaner and the more pure you can keep it for your birds, the better. Honestly though, if you don't want to buy bird seed, my recommendation was, and if you really enjoy the company of the birds like that, just plant phenomenal plants that go to seed. And once they go to seeds, the birds, just like seeds, they like plant seeds. The birds are going to come over here and they're going to be more attractive than your yard than if you just had regular bird food, because they do prefer this over this. That's food for thought. You know, just think about it. You would prefer natural, right? I know I would. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to go get the garden hose. Even though we're expecting rain, all right? I shouldn't have to give this a full drenching. But we do have some plants that we are going to transplant into these gardens before the rain comes. Now here's why. Got someone new? Oh man. Oh my gosh. Who was that? Was that Christine? Oh shoot, because that is a really good point. I do want to go back to that. Oh no, that was oh my God. Kriper Explouder. You know what? I'm so glad you brought that up, because there is a thing, they were talking about the pig fat, and that is a tremendous recommendation. Guys, one of the best things that you can feed birds across the spectrum, big birds, small birds, but especially songbirds, Like it was talking about the tufted, around here locally we have the tufted titmouse, but I love that bird because the tufted titmouse will actually land in your hand. It's one of the easiest birds to attract to land in your hand and form that personal bond with. So like they were saying, they were talking about rendered pig fat. Well, here's the beautiful thing about that. You could take rendered beef fat, rendered pig fat, even put it in a mixture with some peanut butter, with some cornmeal, with some sunflower, any type of seeds that you may have hanging around, some crushed up old peanuts, nothing with salt, unsalted peanuts. Put it into a cake, put it into a mold, into a form, put it into your freezer, let it sit overnight, take it out the next day. You now have high quality suet. You could chop that up into slices about 1.5 inches thick. So it would be about a square, about this big, about 1.5 inches thick, and you can sell those squares for no less than $5 a piece. You guys didn't expect that one, did you? That's why I love interacting with you guys. I love talking to you while we're actually doing these live videos, because you encourage me to share ideas like that. Now, how cool was that? But yeah, guys, give me a second. I'm just going to walk over here and get this garden hose. We have so much stuff that we have to do today, my friends. We do. We do. Like there's a bunch of lettuce that's about to go to bolt, and we are going to remove that. That's going to be one of the first things we do. So we have a bunch of lettuce that's going to go to bolt. We're going to remove that. That's going to be one of the first things that we do. Then, with your help, we're going to go through the gardens, and we're going to figure out where we want our new homes for the herbs to be. So I think we have English time. If you're lost and you look, then you will find me. We got English time. Okay, I'll be here all week, so I ain't going nowhere. But we have English time. We have tarragon. We have stevia. Oh man, I'm missing up on something else. Something that really good. Rosemary, and I think we have rosemary. I believe we have 2 more things. Rosie's getting pretty good at finding these out in the stores. I also want to point this out, guys. These are our test gardens, all right? We didn't start any of these plants indoor our house per se from seed, but all of these plants were started by the amazing students and staff at Tucson Village Farms locally, except for the ones that we're going to put in today, and the annual plants, the little pretty ones, our pollinators. Those we did get from the box store. Here's why. Because we want to show you guys that sometimes the only place you're going to have access to get starter plants from our box stores. So we want to show you that we can do it with the plants from the box stores. Sometimes you don't have access from a box store, so sometimes you got to start from seeds. So we want to show you what it's like to grow stuff and to start and to propagate it from seeds. Sometimes you don't have hydroponics, you got traditional. So with us at Together We Grow, we'll show you how to make that transition from hydroponics. Oh, there we go. I ain't even hear it. That's just dripping away over there. How about that? Give me a second. Doop. There we go. So we're going to make that transition. There we go. From traditional to hydroponics. Hey guys, let's get that a turn. Bam. There we go. Whoops. Follow me. Ooh, sorry about that. There we go, camera. There we go. So, like we were just discussing a moment ago, in this system, on this second part of me, on the grow beds when we're watering today, we're not doing it to actually saturate them because we don't need to do that. We're just loosening up the soil because we're going to be going out with the old and in with the new with a whole bunch of plants in the garden. See, I can able to show you while I'm talking to you. Like this one here, see this lettuce right here? This bad boy's about to go to bolt. And I tasted one of the leaves yesterday, so bitter as all heck. But if you guys go through the older videos, the hummingbird's right behind the camera like it's operating it. I'll be darned. The audacity. Hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. The lives, we are getting a lot smoother with the presentation. I'm thinking, because guys, this is all in all, sorry about that. Where'd it go? This is all in all a rehearsal for, pardon me, a rehearsal for our upcoming 1-hour live special on Upflip. which I think is going to do great. This one should start draining from the bottom in just a second. And I should listen up so that I don't miss it like I did on the other garden. There we go. It's starting to right now. I want to get that drip from the bottom. I want to get that draining to go a little bit more steady before I actually stop with the watering process. Because after I get these new plants in, I'm pretty much not going to water it for a couple of days because, like I said, we are expecting that natural condensation a little bit later on today. But while I'm over here, let's take a look over here, guys. The potatoes. When I covered them with the chips the other day, and I had put about 3 inches of chips up on the top, but these guys, pardon me, I put about 3 inches of chips up on the top, and these got, pardon me, see, this is a practice like this, because I'm actually telling the camera to stop following me. There we go, and it's not listening. But anyway, so here we go. I'll bring the camera over a second, I'll show you. But I put about 3 inches of chips on the top of the potatoes. And I will admit to you, at first I was a little bit nervous. I was like, man, I hope I'm not like hurting these things. Like, seriously, I hope I'm not. And lo and behold, I wasn't. Okay, stop following me, camera, stop. There we go. There we go. So we have the, just to show you guys the background, we have the cracky system that won't quit in the back. But here are the potatoes that we have on the table. And you can see the tops poking out already. And these are 5-gallon grow bags. The potatoes started when there was only an inch on the bottom. So everything up has just been going through soil, as you should with potatoes, and then a layer of a mulch-like substrate or something of that nature up on top. For you guys that are just tuning in, I'm not even kidding. I'm probably going to hit you with a trick question later on, and whoever the first one is to answer it right, you can win. Pick your choice of any of our Together We Grow cups. This is what the fuck you lint. Not a curse word. Read it. Read it. Read it. Suck it up, Buttercup. All of these cup designs are from my wife and my daughter. Oh, I like this one. The TWZ AZ, TW Together We Grow AZ with the sunset print. And here's the desert landscape, Together We Grow AZ again. That goes into, I wanted you guys to see that because that goes into, we were talking about again about how can you monetize what you're doing in your gardens. And I got to tell you guys, the funniest, oh wow, I got that table good. Pardon me. The funniest thing and the most surprising part about this entire gardening experience was just the ideas that come up just hanging with family. How's it going, my friends? 9B, Tucson, baby, how you doing? Yeah. I'm telling you, you know what? We got to keep it secret because this is heaven. This place is heaven on earth. Tucson is incredible. Arizona is incredible. 9B is such a diverse growing zone. If you know how to adapt to whatever obstacles that your natural climate may put at you, and I didn't say overcome, I said adapt. Learn to deal with, learn to work with, because if you think you defeated it, you're dead wrong. Mother Nature's going to win every single time, my friends. But once you get to that comfort zone, it is an absolutely enjoyable and just incredible growing experience in the garden. For you guys that are just now tuning in, thank you for joining. Welcome to Together We Grow Sustainable Gardening Show. This is actually a rehearsal for our upcoming 1-hour special on the Upflip Network. If you guys haven't joined them or checked them out at the Upflip Network, they're an amazing resource to get your small businesses started, go from small to medium to large. It can help you out in any aspect or any avenue or any type of level of business that you're in. The ideas are boundless. The creativity is endless and is built just for people like you. And they do not pay me to say stuff like that, but I know the impact that Upflip has had on countless lives. A lot of you guys came to our channel from there, and we appreciate you making that journey over because the only thing worth more than a paycheck to me is time. And you guys choose to spend your time with me, and that means absolutely everything to me. So, throughout this journey today, you're going to see me with this in my hand. This is actually a handheld hummingbird feeder. And throughout my videos, you guys, some of you may have noticed the hummingbirds are always coming up to me. They're even closer when the camera's not on. So I said, over time, hopefully we'll get it on camera. You're going to see one of these guys pop up and just get an experience unlike any other. So we'll see, guys. We'll see. While I'm not holding it in my hand, it's going to be over here. Now, we spoke earlier about some of the some of the activities that we're going to be doing today. Right now, I have the garden nice and saturated, the two grow beds, the Navajo grow bed as well as Navajo grow bed 1 and Navajo grow bed 2. And what we're going to do in a minute, we're going to figure out some new homes for some things. And I have an idea. I kind of know where they're going to go because so many plants, pardon me, there we go. So many plants in the grow bed, so many heads of lettuce and grow in both of the grow beds are about to bolt. So when I say that, it means that they've reached the maturity, they're about to flower, and they taste bitter. So I knew that was going to happen when the weather started heating up because keep in mind, guys, these are heads of lettuce. We live in zone 9B in a desert. It heats up fast. So when these winter vegetables, and these are winter vegetables, so when it's time for them to go, it's time for them to go. When they're done, I already have the next crops ready to move in. And I had that in mind. That's why I put these late stage lettuce in there. I didn't put them in there so much for me to eat them. I put them in there so much to adapt to the soil and to add pops of color. Because remember, guys, gardens are art. That's a huge thing that we want to get across to people. That's a huge thing we want to express. Gardens are art. Look at that, man. Any given time, you're just going to see them flying by. But gardens are art in a cacophony, in the portraits, and just the amazing displays of colors that can bring just excitement to your life, bring energy, and just bring enlightenment. It's worth it. So when it comes to progressive gardening, a technique that we really try to express at Together We Grow, it means that when we have our first stage plants in, we know that they're going to grow big and they're going to grow fast. But shortly after that, we'll put in our second stage plants. And we know that those second stage plants are going to grow not as fast as the first stage ones, but by the time that they grow to midway to maturity, those first stage plants are already going to be mature and it's going to be time to move them out. What did I do with my gloves? There we go, guys. Let me stop this camera for a second. I'm going to walk over here and just go grab my click-clack gloves. I'm going to smooth the camera, adjust it to right here, and we're going to get to work pulling out some of the old lettuce and putting some of the new crops in. We'll talk a little bit about the herbs that we'll be replacing them with. We'll even discuss a little bit about why we're putting them in the places where we're putting them. Oh, man, thank you. Oh, nope, stop that. There we go. So give me 1 second, guys. Let me go get the gloves. I don't know if you guys are aware, but the last time we went live, it turned into an over 2-hour session. And I didn't even realize it. I was having so much fun. Like, it was an absolute blast, guys. And I hope we can do something like that today. Let's give us a little camera adjustment. There we go. So right now, guys, what we're going to do, we are going to get to work in grow bed number 2. There we go. And we're going to be working right about here. Actually, not right about here. We're going to be working here. And we are going to be changing out that lettuce with, what's the first one I wanted? Actually, yeah, we're going to start, we're going to start here on that further edge because there's another head of lettuce that I kind of wanted to get out the way, or replace, not as much get out the way, but that I wanted to replace. So this is the first one that we're going to start with right here, this guy. And we are going to replace him, a little too much zoom. Yeah, we're not going to be working with zoom. We're going to replace him with stevia. Stevia, the natural sweetener. Let's read our little tag. Full sun, 6+ hours. Planting depth, container deep. Height, 18 to 13 inches. 18 to 30 inches. Now, the reason why we're going to put the stevia here closer towards the back end, listen to the logic. Because although it says full sun, and we've successfully grown stevia in the desert a bunch of times. Although it says, you know what? No, I'm not. No, I'm not, guys. Peep this. Peep the math. Peep the technique. And I don't like the fact that I got to move this purple right here. Let me change the camera. There we go. I don't like the fact that I got to move this purple right here. But man, we about to see some magic happen. Watch this. Watch this. So our little clickety clacks. Nice little gentle. Tug up. There we go. I want to knock off as much excess soil as I can from the head of lettuce. And bring this over to you guys. So this is what we just pulled up. And it's pretty, right? And that's why I let it go to maturity like that, because the colors are absolutely gorgeous. And I haven't tasted this purple one yet, but I don't see true signs of bolt. So this one might not be going to true bolt yet. I'm going to taste it later. I don't like chewing on while I'm on the camera, folks. It's kind of rude, unless it's something I just can't resist. So anywho, we're going to take this. I've knocked up as much soil from the bottom as possible. We're just going to set it to the side so we can finish the harvest process later. Now, in the area where we're at, we already know where we want the home to be. There we go. There we go. Guys, this is going to be so dope. I promise you. Oh, man, I'm so excited. We take click clack off because I got our space cleared. I only use the click clacks to clear the space for the plant. Most of the joy that I get from gardening is actually touching getting my hands in the dirt, because I've had a level of success with sustainable gardening, and that means that my hands don't really get dirty unless I'm touching fish poop. I don't like to touch fish poop like that, so I'd rather touch something less than fish poop, So, do you grow any ground cherries? We do not. We do not grow ground cherries. We don't grow anything in the ground, because we do live in the desert, and I'm part of our journey. And I'm glad you asked that question. Part of our journey is that how can I put it? We accept the fact that it would be detrimental to one thing for us to progress and for us to try to profit off of growing in the ground. Plus, I don't want to kill any desert critters. I don't want to kill any creepy crawlies. I don't want to hurt any animals. We figured about the easiest way to do that and still come up with a feasible and sustainable way, a feasible and a healthy, nutritious way of feeding your family is through sustainable gardening. So, right back to it, we have our stevia. And we let this sit in the bath, like we always do, yesterday. Here's our plant. This is a gorgeous root base right here. This is an absolutely gorgeous plant. Guys, when I tell you, and this is oh my gosh, such a potent and such a strong natural sweetener. This is going to do the garden something magnificent. And what I want to do is, I know exactly where I want it. I kind of want it. That's why I'm pushing that soil over like that. I'm being really picky because I have this vision in my head of what I want it to look like. Remember, guys, garden's art. Gardening is art. Loosen up that soil base on the bottom. Set it in its new home. And part of my little sniffles, guys, I apologize for that. It is allergies. We want to make sure that we get that initial surrounding, that little space, that little air pocket around it. We want to make sure we get some nice topsoil in there as we're covering up the rest of the base of this plant. So that's stevia. Potent, natural sweetener. And we picked this because we make our own sweeteners for our coffees in the house. And stevia is going to be a great addition because we've done away with raw sugar unless we're using it for the bird feeder. And we basically use cane sugar for anything that we use in the house for sugar processes. But we've always had great experience with stevia. So my wife was like, and she said, you know what, let's bring some more stevia. Let's get it back growing in the yard. Let's see how it goes. And I couldn't argue with her. It was an absolutely great idea. So for our next plant, we're right back onto this other side. So right now, our stevia is right here. And there's our stevia. So I was thinking, let's see, there's French tarragon. There's a stevia, there's rosemary, Italian oregano, that's what it was. And there's English thyme. Now, we have stevia. And in this garden, we have, I think, 4 or 5 different types of tomatoes. We have 3 or 4 different types of peppers. So, you guys can see where I'm going with, right? The ideology in this garden right here. Not even just the towers of the colors that are going to be going through, but this back end where we have lettuce right here, 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 here are going to be replaced with the herbs. And it's going to go halfway up the garden. It's going to stop right there. Here's why. This direction from the garden, it's east that way, west that way. Even though these plants say full sun on them, we live in the desert, zone 9B. Full sun doesn't mean full sun. It means as soon as the sun gets high, get your butt out of the yard because you're going to fry. I ain't mean it to rhyme like that, but you know I got this Heathcliff tendency. Things just happen to rhyme when I talk them, when I say them. Isn't that right, Golden Finch? How you doing, little buddy? So, I'm thinking, think of this backside as a Mediterranean garden. Backside as a Mediterranean garden. And in that, you're going to have your peppers, you're going to have your tomatoes, you're going to have your fresh green onion, you're going to have, we have cilantro somewhere. Oh, cilantro is growing fresh on the other side, but you'll have cilantro, you'll have basil, you'll have rosemary, you'll have, well, that's French tarragon, but you know what I mean. You'll have thyme, you'll have all of the essential things you'll need to punch up your sauce, and it'll be right in your backyard. Now, usually, and you can actually get away with doing this, the hanging planters, you can take each one of these and just put them in sections of the hanging planters or even in nice size ground planters. But we're utilizing the space that we have. Now, I know you may ask yourself, well, why don't you just get another container? Because there may be a situation where you can't get another container. So we have to work within the confines that we have. That's the joy of doing our Together We Grow experiments. That's the whole point of the title. Together we're growing by going through this together. So, we have celery, we have marigold, we have stevia, we have, I forgot what you're called. Let me look again. I'll remember it in a second. Are they zinnias? I think these are zinnias. Zinnias, maybe. I might be screwing the name of the plant up. But there's celery again. Then there's a tomato, different type. There's a marigold. I forgot what that is. But there's a head of lettuce that's going to go. Head of lettuce that's going to go. Basil plant, head of lettuce that's going to go. All of this lettuce that you see in these gardens over the next week or two, they're all going to be replaced by something else. So you may ask yourself, well, you're going to do that with the Swiss chard too? Nope. Swiss chard, amazingly enough, I just seem to cut it down and it continues to grow. Literally, it just continues to grow. I don't think I've ever had a Swiss chard plant quit on me, but it's not like I try to grow them for 4 to 5 years on end. I'm going to set one here. The next 2 that we're going to do, we're going to set it here. We're going to set the other one on the opposite side of the garden. I'm going to show you guys why. There we go. So, pardon me if I drop out the scene in the shot. I'll try to go. We got some new folks coming on. How's it going, guys? Oh, you're absolutely right with the grafting process. You're absolutely right. Yes, you are. So the first one we're going to go to is this guy right here. We want this guy out the way because this is going to set the midline for our herb garden going towards the back. This guy is going to be replaced by a taller growing plant soon. I'm just not sure when. And I honestly should have done that, but I don't want any of the herb plants anywhere more than up front. I mean, any closer to the up front going west, to the western sky than it is here. And here's why. Above this garden, we actually have a tree. You can see some of the leaves above me when I stand up. Let's see. Oh, cool, I got the camera frozen, thank you. But there's a tree behind me, and when it gets hot, that's going to provide protection when the sun rises in the east about midway through the day. After that, it's going to be from the southwest and then from the west that the sun's just going to be bearing down. At that point, we're already going to have our shade protection up on the gardens. So it's going to be shaded from the west, and it's going to be shaded from shaded from the top, from the sun from the top, and it's going to be shaded from the southwest. We don't have to worry about shading from the north, and we don't have to worry about shading from the east. So east side is going to be open, north side is going to be open, partial southwest side's closed, this side is going to be protected, and it's going to be going like that. It's a tried and true method. I wouldn't do it with a solid type greenhouse because then it just becomes a wind sail. Do it with something that's breathable. We recommend doing it with something that's breathable, saying a net cloth, pardon me, a shade cloth. In our case, we found tremendous success in zone 9B in a Sonoran desert using between 45 and 60% shade cloth. Sometimes you can get away with doubling it up and doubling it over. You really don't have to. I've had success with going higher than that, but then you're just basically putting it in a tent, and going lower than that, you're just going to end up using layers and layers and layers. Remember, when you look at the rating on those shade cloths, here's some food for thought. When you look at the rating on those shade cloths, okay, that's if it's not stretched out. Once it's stretched out over a surface, say if it's 65% shade cloth, if it's 65% sunblock, once it's stretched out over a surface, that drops down to 35, 45%. That rating is if it's just in a pack, you open it up, you lay it out flat, and you just set it on something. As soon as you tie it down on all four ends, that rating changes. So keep that in mind when you're going out there, and keep in mind when you're looking at specific shade cloth. I'm glad we're getting on this topic, because not everything is the same. Some are better than others, so look at quality, and you kind of want to get something. I would recommend getting you something that's going to last for a long time, over a few seasons. If you can't do it on your own, always use the C word, community. You're working together, you're growing together. So give me 1 second, guys. While I'm here, this is the head of lettuce. So I'm just gonna grab from the base, and our soil is very, very friendly. Oh, look at that. No stress, no nothing. I do want to look. When I give it that shake out, I want to make sure that there are no red wiggler worms in there, because I don't want to do that. This is their home, you know? This is where they live. Well, them and the plants, and they're such great stewards. They're such great friends of mine. I'm going to get off as much of that soil as we can. I'm not worried about some of those little roots that may fall in. I'm not worried about those at all. Give me a second, guys. Hi, buddy. I hear you. Hi. Right in front of the camera. I know you guys saw that, didn't you? I wanted to show you guys this. So for you guys that are still with me, you just saw that hummingbird, right? Check out the soil. And this is the stuff, this is the amended stuff that we feed our plants. This is all we give our plants. This is their nutrition base. Check the screen real quick. How's it going, my friends? There's got to be, okay, there we go. Just be smarter with it, Chuck. Oh, man, blessings from Argentina. Mateo, how are you doing, brother? How are you doing, brother? So hopefully you guys can see the angle. Can you see the angle? So we're going to be going into this spot right here. And I just want to move out enough stuff. Matter of fact, so I got you here. I figure we can talk and explain while we hang out and entertain. I hope you guys are having as much fun as me. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, there we go. So let me come around on this other side. If you guys could have only seen like how incredibly unsmooth this was for the last few days. So what I'm thinking is, I'm also going to use that tag where I put the stevia at. I just put the tag over there because God knows I'll be messing stuff up. What I'm thinking is, I kind of want to go English thyme on this side, and where that lettuce is on the other side, I think I'm going to go with the oregano. So we have our spot cleared out right here. Pardon me, guys. Sorry about that. There we go. So yes, we're going to go with the English thyme. Here's our plant. It's a pretty specimen too. Look at that. Not bad. Let's give a little break up on the bottom of that root base right there. Nice and easy. No need to be no need to get rough with it or anything like that. This has been a pretty well-established plant and always looked at for that in the stores when you're picking them up. But this one specifically, we let it dry out just a little bit. Not let it dry out, but we made sure we got ones that were sort of dry already. That way it's easier to adapt in your garden. I'm so used to just figuring out the right size when we're transplanting them that it's not even, I don't even second guess it anymore. So like before, the stevia in the back. Want to pat down, make sure that we take care of all of those air holes on the side. There we go. The remaining soil, I'm not just going to let sit there in a pile. I'm actually going to draw out. And I'm going to spread it across the on top. So where once it wasn't, now there is, we have English thyme. And so that I don't go through that whole fiasco like I went through with the rutabaga. Let's go ahead and give that a tag. So we said on that side, we're going to go English thyme. And we said on the other side, that head of lettuce right there, we are going to go Italian oregano. So I'm not sure what the camera angle is from here, guys. Sorry if it starts looking all weird and stuff, but I don't want to keep messing with it and turn it around because we are doing pretty smoothly so far today, if I must say so myself. So bam, here we go. We are on the other side. I hope you guys are having a good time with yours truly. I know I'm having a great time with you. The weather is shifting over here. That might have been some thunder. But yeah, the weather's shifting over there. There are dark clouds behind me and there's a lot of rain going to the right of me. But never fear, as my mama would say, boy, you ain't made out of sugar, stop complaining. Oh my goodness. There we go. Oh, remember what I was saying, guys? Look at that. See the worms? So they're doing good. They're doing good. But I do, yeah. How you doing, buddies? How you doing, bubs? How you doing, guys? There's another one. Happy population. So that's why I said, I want to look. I don't want to hurt these babies. No, I don't. No, I don't. Oh, man. There you go. Look at them. Look at these guys. I am having a blast, y'all. I am. So give me a second. I'm going to take our lettuce. I'm going to set it over here. I'm going to come back over here. And we are going to... Oh no, get back in. I can leave you right on top. You guys got it. I know you know what you're doing better than I do. You know where you want to be better than I can ever put you there. Wow, I'm just like literally looking in the corner over here, guys. The worm population is just thick. The worm population is doing its thing over here. So no complaints from yours truly whatsoever. And here is our Italian oregano. We've also had great success growing this with seed. I also want to point that out, guys. Everything that you see in our gardens, except for which you don't see in the gardens because I probably would have killed it off by now, spinach, we grow from seed. Everything you see in here, we start from, we grow from seed. This stuff isn't from seed, not this batch, but everything you see in here, we have at one point or another successfully grown from seed. And we've grown it from seed traditionally, hydroponically, successfully, traditionally, hydroponically, and aquaponics. So hydroponics meaning aquaponics, hydroponics meaning hydroponics and aeroponics combined when I make that statement. So yes, it can be done. If done correctly and by the right team. No, just kidding, anyone can do it. Oh my God, look at that. You got a new home. Enjoy yourselves. And that soil's so good. Like I said, guys, I'm not going to water this for 2 days. And honestly, I don't have to. I don't have to. So that's Italian oregano right there. We're doing all right, babies. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. Soon as that pepper comes up, oh, this is going to be so dope, man. This is going to be so dope. This pepper plant right next to it, that's about to have its first set of true leaves and its first blossoms on it, which means we're going to have pepper soon. Give me 1 second, guys. There we go. Where you at, camera? Okay, camera, cooperate. Nah, it doesn't want to, though. So, we've successfully removed the old lettuce. We've replaced it with some English thyme and some oregano. Did we do it? Was it thyme and oregano? I think it's thyme and oregano, whichever it is. We got stevia on the back row. We checked for for pesky bugs, anything in that nature. No signs of them. Nothing really, nothing to worry about. But we do have 2 more larger plants that we have to home. So let's figure how we're going to do that out. Let me turn that off and turn AI back on. Give me a second, guys. There we go. There we go. Did you get me, AI? You got me? There we go. But we do have 2 more plants that we want to rehome. And I don't think I want to put it over. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with me so much. Thank you. I know it's Friday. I know you got way better stuff to do. But man, it warms this old guy's heart that you choose to hang out with him for as much time as you possibly can. I appreciate every minute, guys. I really do. So if no one told you they appreciate you today, I want you to know from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you with my all. So we have a French tarragon, right? Yep. And we have rosemary. Oh man, I already know where I want this to go. Peep game. So here's what we're going to do. We have this older escarole plant right here in the corner. Oh my goodness. And this is going to be a whopper, guys, because this is a huge plant. Watch this. I knew where that new plant wanted to go so bad, it didn't take me time to come over here and pull this one up. That's how instant the new plant told me where it wanted to live. But it also gives me an opportunity to show you guys this. The worms are going to take care of all of these old roots. I'm not worried about that, the ones that are left on there. And the stuff you see me just throwing to the side, I am eventually going to go and pick that up. But I'm just crazy excited that this came up so easy. Look at this, guys. But look at that root base. Look at that. The only thing I feed my plants are the compost that we make from the kitchen table, from the countertop composter. That's it. But look at this. Look at that tremendous root base. Look at that. I'm going to take this, I'm going to set it over here because I want to make sure that if there are any remaining worms in there, they can easily crawl off into that soil. I'll know where they're at, and then I can easily remove them. Lower my tam a little bit. But that's what I was saying. I got crazy amped because I knew the rosemary wanted to live over here where that tarragon was at. Oh my goodness, this is so dope. Just right there. Perfect spot. Like this is one of the most exciting events that I've done in gardening with just transplanting plants. Like it told me it wants to live there because the other one wants to live right there, twinning it. So we got our rosemary tucked down. Fill in those looser spots on the side. And then we want to mound our way up to the top. The rosemary is instantly going to adapt because this new soil structure is way better than that stuff that it just arrived in. Oh my gosh, guys, this garden is going to look incredible. I shouldn't say it like that because it's my garden, but I'm feeling really good about this mutual experience that we're sharing right now. I am. I'm feeling really, really good about it. So we got the rosemary, right? That leaves us with one more thing, and I'm telling you, it already told me where it wants to go. Let me come over here and check for notes real quick. And I really appreciate you guys who are sticking around. I really do appreciate it. Practice makes perfect. Let's see. Tarragon does great here. Let's see. Here we go, guys. So on our last plant, our very last plant, let's back our camera up a little bit. This guy right here, and we all loved him, right? This was the last, this was the last, this is our last arugula plant. Flowers are gone. This was this late stage one that we planted. Not too long ago, some of you guys were even here on camera when I put that plant there a couple of months ago. And it's lived its life cycle. It's all done. You can see there are some seed pods on it still. So I'm going to hang this on the other side so the birds see it. They'll go over there and enjoy them. You guys remember all the adventures we had when we were discovering the unique sources and uses and utilities for the arugula blossoms. So I'm definitely not going to waste those. But I'm going to take this plant. Let's set it right there to the side with the other guys. Let's come back over here. And here is the new home for our French tarragon. Let's get that container back out. Whoa, come on, Chucky. Give a nice little squeeze on give it a nice little squeeze on the bottom. Perfect. 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 Again, we let it sit in the bath overnight. We drenched it in the healing waters of Lake Minnetonka. I'm just kidding. But we're going to loosen that root base. For you guys out there who have ever seen Purple Rain like 150 years old like me, you got that joke. We're going to loosen up our root base. And we're going to get it. I want that a little bit deeper down there. Its new home. Right there. Perfect. Now, when I'm done, I will take the camera. I'll reverse it, and I'm going to show you guys a nice little overhead shot of the new homes of everything that we just removed. But there are a couple of things that I want to do first. All right. Make sure we get our tag. Because like I said, I don't ever want to have that rhubarb adventure again. Oh my gosh. I didn't even tell you guys this part. Stick around to the very, very end. Because remember the rhubarb that we did grow in the living wall? We harvested it last night, and my incredible wife made homemade rhubarb pie. And if I remember, if I'm not silly enough and I don't forget, but if I remember, I'm going to show you, I'll slice a piece and I'm going to show you guys. And just to keep, we do everything home from scratch, the crust, all of that. Sorry about that, guys. Got some dirt on my chair. I want to sit down. So let me return this over here, because I'll be putting this inside in a minute. Oh, that's not good. So, how's everyone doing? And I hope you guys are enjoying our presentation so far. You take my gloves off. We've done so much in lieu of this storm coming that I'm hoping we get it, because we actually need the rain. So before I let you guys go, even before that, I want to take this camera, give me a second, and I want to show you the difference in the gardens from where we started, if you guys remember, to what they look like since we're finished today. Here's grow bed number 2. Remember, we always start off with the concept of color when it comes to our gardens. This guy's going to be gone soon. And we always keep in mind the lifespan and the life cycles of all of these plants. Remember that one tomato plant, the one that wouldn't quit? The bugs ate it down, it froze, then it got hot, then it froze again, and it's not quitting. That's the only reason I haven't removed it, is because it doesn't want to quit. There's no effects or any types of anything added post-processing because it's live, but look at the colors on these plants. If you're a gardener, tell me this isn't what you're aiming for. The only thing that our plants survive off of, well, besides the worm castings, are the kitchen scraps that we use from the countertop processor. Everything's in that bin down there. When the systems are draining like they're draining now, they drain into the bucket below. We'll use the runoff from that bucket. We'll mix it 1 part the stuff from that bucket, 3 parts water, and that's what we feed all of the traditional plants that you see in pots around our house. We try to have as close to a zero waste system, zero waste cycle in our house as possible. Not only carbon neutral, but health and earth positive. Look at the colors. These are some of the guys that we just put in. This is the jump up French tarragon, so you can get a good angle shot of that. So there's the French tarragon that replaced the last of the arugula that we just moved out. Here's the tomatoes that we put in last week. Here's the rosemary that we just transplanted over, that we just transferred over. You can see all of the beautiful ornamental plants and all of the attractors, all of the pollinators, all in one place, all in one time. And if you guys remember, this didn't look anything like this. Not even a couple of weeks ago. This didn't look anything like this a couple of days ago. Listen to the bird song that I was talking about. It's constant, it's beautiful, and it's natural. All you have to do is be out here and be at peace with them. Just look at this, guys, and just imagine what this is going to look like when all of this matures and fills out. Here's another one of today's transplants. There's the English thyme. There's the Italian oregano on the other side. And there's the stevia. The final of the lettuce, which is, pardon me. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those are going to be moved out within the next week. So that's what I was telling you guys. Pardon me. So I hope you're enjoying the presentation, and I hope you've enjoyed all of today's adventures. I'm going to try something while I'm still on this camera with you guys, all right? And I'm going to see if I can do it without knocking my system over, because this would have been the first time that it ever happened successfully. Oh my goodness. I think you got it, guys. I think you got it. Hold on. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. I managed to take the phone off the gimbal. I did. I managed to take the phone off the gimbal and put it back on again. And you gotta excuse me, guys. That's like a major accomplishment for me, because, oh my goodness, I have dropped this thing constantly. I hope you guys are enjoying today's adventures. I hope you're having a blast with yours truly. We're just about finishing up with everything we've done here. You know what? I am missing one thing. Let me go get that. Because how about we end this right where we started? How about that, guys? Hi, my name is Chuck the Sandman Collins, and your eyes are not deceiving you. I'm a Rastafarian sitting in the desert trying to feed a hummingbird from the palm of my hand. This is how we started today's show. This is how we're going to end it. During this entire visual experience today, if you've been with us for any amount of time, you've seen hummingbirds, goldfinches, all types of critters and creatures zoom past this camera while I'm presenting to you live. It is not a special effect. Gardens can be a wonderful attractant for anything beautiful, natural, and wild that's in your environment. Let's play our parts. Let's get these guys here. I kind of want to get off the horn with you guys, so officially we'll stop the video, but I'm not going to stop and turn off the video, because I'm going to keep the mic on, but I want to get scissors, and I just want to hang with you folks, and there's some plants out here that I really want to trim back. So might not be that much talking back and forth. Might just be you just hanging out with me. Silence is golden sometimes. But if you want to stick around, you feel free. But there is some stuff that I have to take care of in this yard. So give me 1 second and I'll be right back, guys. Here we go. Also, that doesn't mean that you can't ask me questions. Occasionally, I will look up at the screen. But while I'm out here just to yapping, there's a whole bunch of work that I'm supposed to be doing, and I haven't really done any of it yet. So, yeah, I kind of got to focus on that part of the project, too. Pardon me about that, guys. Let's see. I'm not saying bye. I'm telling the camera to stop following me. There we go. It is the weirdest thing, but I always learn what needs to be cut back, not from eating it, but usually when I'm in a garden with a remote control car. Oh man. I'm gonna have to start harvesting this celery soon, and that's not a complaint. Why am I saying it like it's a complaint? That's not a complaint at all. I love celery. I just haven't put in anything yet. That's just weird, Chuck. So I knew I wanted to get these ones out the way, but I'm more worried about these huge heads of lettuce on the other side, because I'm gonna bring this guy in. Man, I really want to bring that in the house because I'm sure it hasn't. Let me see. Okay. Sorry about the tune, guys. It's a big piece of lettuce. That is not bolted, but it's right on the precipice of it. So, man, it's kind of throwing me off because I don't have any. Yes, I do. I don't want to waste. That's that really big, beautiful purple head of lettuce that's on the other side, and I really don't want to let that go to waste. But I don't have anything else to put in its place right now, so that's a little concern of mine. This little guy's spreading out right here. Let's get this little guy out the way. So this little guy is just spreading like tentacles. And I see why he is, because he couldn't imagine his little plant brain, whatever it may be. He couldn't imagine, probably couldn't even imagine that he'd ever get this much sunlight, because he was underneath all of the other plants that were over here. So the end result is, I forgot what this is, but on this type of plant, usually the leaves aren't as thick and fibrous as this. I think this might be a smaller chard. Yeah, this is a chard, but it was totally covered by all of the other canopy from the other plants. So it's really thick, fibrous leaves, and it might also be because this is a late stage chard that I put in there. I'm not quite sure, but I'd have to cook that down a lot if I was ever going to eat that. I would. So a lot of times, like what we're growing in a garden, I'm not growing it to hurry up and rush and eat everything that's in there. I grow things, I used to do that, but then I'd always end up with having so much excess of just like everything. And that was not really a good thing, having all of that excess. And things would go to waste because you couldn't give it away fast enough. And I know it was just a really weird time. And gardening is an adventure, but it doesn't mean it's an adventure where everything's always going to go good. No, there are going to be a lot more downs. A lot. I'm thankful for every up that we have in a garden, just put it that way. I'm thankful for every up that we have in a garden. There have been so many downs over the years, so many reasons that we could have stopped, but we didn't. Like this, the lettuce feels this cold snap coming in that we've had over the last couple of days. And if you go to the last couple of live videos that I did, I even said that the lettuce was going to respond this way. I said it's going to spread out, and I said it's just going to thrive. And I said because it also sort of knows this is it. This is it for the season. Now, I may not eat that bolted lettuce, but I am going to fry up this chard a little bit later. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. We'll take this all the way down to the Yep, all big ones go. If you're light in a branch, if you're light in a leaf, I'm taking you down because I need you to be as small as possible right now so everything else in this yard can grow. Like these guys right here. Look at this. Because I need light to get to these plants in the back. And the sun's not fully above us right now. It's not. It's about. So these plants in the back, the tomatoes that really need the light, and these other plants, the larger ones that are in the middle, going towards the front, they're doing what plants are always going to do. It's competition. They're going to try to reach out. They're going to try to get to that light. All plant life fights for that canopy. These guys are no different. But This is going to be good. Man, I really appreciate you guys sticking around. They are. Your mother is absolutely right. Lettuce and cucumbers do become bitter when you don't water them enough. Here's the thing about cucumbers, though. Cucumbers will also become bitter at certain stages of their development, just as a protection from insects and protection from predator animals that might want to eat them. The original cucumbers look nothing like the ones that we see in a store. They had much thinner cores. They had a lot more seeds in them, and the outside looked like so terrifying you wouldn't want to eat it. Just these huge prickers, just gnarly looking things. So yeah, that's just food for thought. See, there's what I said, guys. I love having these conversations with you. I love sharing weird plant knowledge because what else am I going to do with it? Who I am. This chart is going to be good when I cook this out. It is. And also, I like the colors. I like the variety of colors in the food that I cook. It's fun. It's fun. This is looking good, guys. It's looking real good. Looking real good. And everything's tasty. I am going to head inside now because the temperatures dropping a little bit. I'm going to go inside, get me a coat, get some of this stuff put up. Hey, guys, you are all absolute awesome sauce. Thanks for hanging out. Until we meet again, plant that first seed and together we'll grow. Peace and blessings, my friends.